It was a dark and tempestuous fall evening on the island of Sodor. Sir Topham Hatt had closed the railway early due to the weather. The wind was howling fiercely, causing damage to power lines, trees, and even buildings all over the island. The engines had to wait at Knapford Station until the gale calmed down before they could return to their sheds.
Whew! I don't like this weather one bit.
Only a little engine like you would be scared of wind. Big engines like me hardly notice it at all.
Little Percy's afraid of a light breeze.
Imagine that. Being scared of a little bad weather.
Just then, a loud crack echoed through the station. The three big engines jumped.
What was that?
It was only a little thunder, James. Imagine that. Being scared of a little weather,
chuckled Thomas, and he and Percy laughed as the big engine scowled and looked away. But we need, Edward put in suddenly, is a story to pass the time. Halloween is coming, you know.
Well, go on then.
All right, I've got the perfect story for tonight. And all the engines listened closely as Edward began his tale. A long time ago, on this very island, there was a brave blue engine who loved to be really useful. He was in charge of his own little branch line, and he spent his days shunting cars and pulling passengers up and down the line. On a night very much like the one tonight, the blue engine had just finished his last passenger train of the day. The wind was howling, and the rain was pelting down. He was eager to return to the warmth of his shed. All of a sudden,
Little blue engine. Yes, sir? I'm sorry, but we've checked the carriage shed, and one of the coaches you'll need for tomorrow morning's train was left behind at the station near the end of the line. Can you go back and fetch it, please?
The little blue engine wasn't eager to go back out into the cold, windy night, but he agreed without a fuss.
Of course. I'll be back in 2 pulls of a whistle.
The little blue engine puffed silently down the old line. The wind and rain had died down, but a thick fog had descended, making it hard to see. I must finish my job. The railway is counting on me. But soon, even his bright lamp couldn't penetrate the wall of mist surrounding him. Oh dear. Perhaps I should stop for a while until the fog clears. That was the little blue engine's first mistake. The little blue engine knew his line very well. Up ahead, he remembered that there was a siding with an old engine shed.
I can rest there while I wait for the fog to lift,
he thought to himself. So the little blue engine's driver got out and switched the points, and the little blue engine chuffed carefully down the line. When he arrived at the shed, he felt a chill run down his boiler. The old shed looked rather spooky.
I really don't like this,
he muttered to his driver. But he was very brave, you see, so he didn't budge. He was determined to be a really useful engine. Some time passed. The fog was still too thick, and the little blue engine was still too nervous to continue on his journey. As the hours passed, he grew more and more tired. Soon, without realizing it, he dozed off. Oh, another mistake.
What is that?
He asked his driver, but his driver was nowhere to be found.
What's going on? No! The little blue engine raced as fast as he could out of the sheds. His wheels pounded the rails, and his whistle shrieked through the cold night air. The fog was still thick, and the little blue engine couldn't see. As he tore down the rails, he forgot to check his speed. As he approached a set of points, he suddenly felt his wheels leaving the rails. And no one saw the little blue engine ever again. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt appeared from his office.
All right, everyone. Looks like the worst of the weather is over. You can all return to your sheds.
The three big engines puffed quietly out of the station. Well, it looks like my story really spooked them, chuckled Edward, looking at Thomas and Percy. Ooh, we should get back to the sheds, too, before the storm picks back up. Come along, you two. And with that, the three engines made their way back to the sheds. But Edward's tail was still bouncing around their smoke boxes. But that's a story for another time. Soon. But not today. Come along now, Howin. We've got work to do.